I am on a mission to use all of my scrap yarn, and I had a little bit of this hand-dyed yarn left that I've had for forever. So I thought, what better way than to use it to knit something that I'll actually use. This time I was thinking a tank top that I could wear on my upcoming trip to the Philippines. I didn't have too much yarn left, so I thought this would be perfect, plus it's fingering weight, so the tank top would be light and flowy. So I decided to go for the camisole number 9 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. So day 1 started out with a gauge swatch and then casting on, and then we were off to the races. Hi everyone, it's day 1. It's actually like 10:30 p.m. and I don't know why I'm starting this project so late, but I was so excited and I made my gauge swatch earlier and it just finished blocking and drying. I met gauge and I'm so excited to start. So today is day 1 of knitting the camisole number 9 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. When I first started knitting, I picked up this really nice fingering weight yarn from my local yarn store, and I didn't have a pattern or anything in mind for it. I didn't even know, I barely knew how to knit. And I picked it up and I've tried to make several things with it and I just never stuck to anything. And so today is going to be the day that we actually use it up. So this is what the gauge swatch looks like. So you can get kind of an idea of what this yarn looks like. It's hand dyed. It's very, very pretty, like purple blue. And I think I bought like 2 hanks of it. So this is like a giant cake that I rolled up earlier, and that is what I'm going to be using. So that is going to be the plan. The yarn is 100% superwash wool, I believe, or merino wool. And I was a bit worried about wearing it to the Philippines because wool usually retains heat, but I looked it up online. They said if it's fingering weight, I should be fine, and it's still very, very breathable. So I'm hoping that is the case. I'm super excited to get started on this. I did pick up some new needles for this because it is very tiny. It's like a 3mm, a 2mm, and a 2.5mm, so very, very small. And hopefully it doesn't take me gosh darn forever. So that is going to be the plan. I'm going to cast on right now and just chill out till it turns 11 so that I can start a new day in Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Which is what I've been playing lately. But yeah, gonna cast on now and then we'll see how it goes. Good morning, everybody. Okay, I have updates. So first of all, it's so cold. It's snowing. Like we're having a snowstorm in Seattle, which is crazy because it usually does not snow like at all here. Second thing I wanted to show you guys, I finally got this pencil case. This is so completely different than knitting, but I got this pencil case holder from Etsy. I will link it down below, but it's 3D printed and it's of no face. Isn't that so cute? Okay, he's so cute. He has a little smile and he's just living on my desk now. But what I wanted to give an update on is the camisole number 9 that I've been knitting. I think the last time I talked to you guys about it, I was just starting it and then I haven't filmed a clip in like a week because it's been so busy. But this is what I have so far. So I have the 2, I can kind of envision it. I can kind of not, but I have, why is one so much longer? Did I miscount something? I don't think so. Okay, I'll figure that out later. But the 2 straps plus like I think this is the beginning body part and I'm still working on it. I think I'm about to break the yarn soon. Oh yeah, I'm about to break the yarn and then start working on the right back side. I've been slowly trucking along on that. I'm hoping to get it done soon because there's just like so many things on my list that I really, really want to knit. And usually I'm like a winter knit person, you know, like, ooh, this is shaking, knitting sweaters and stuff, but I found a good list of like spring knits that I really want to make. So those are on my list. Hopefully I can get those done, or hopefully I can get this done so that I can start working on those. And I'm just really excited. So I'm going to keep trucking along. I made a hot coffee this morning because it is just, if I showed you guys outside, it's all white, but I don't want to dox myself. But literally, if you're from the Pacific Northwest, you'd be like, snow? We don't know how to handle that. And I'm struggling. I'm just struggling because I hate being cold. I'm going to get to work. I'm going to knit some more and I will come back with an update. I think I'm going to be at home all day because of the weather. So hopefully I'll be able to get some good stuff done. It's been a few days since I last filmed an update. It's been so busy, so hectic, and I did have to frog a good amount of this because I am just horrible for some reason at reading the pattern. So it said to repeat the rows until I have worked a total of 34 rows. I thought that meant work 34 rows of round 1 and 2. So I basically doubled it and I had to frog a lot of it and then work it back up, but it's all right. We have this much. It looks so weird on the needles, but we have this much so far. This is the back. This is the front. I'm still working on some of the increases for the back, and my goal today is to join it with the front to start working on the body. This is what it looks like when it's put over. I'm hoping like once it stretches out, you know, see, like that, like that, like that, it looks somewhat like a tank top. But that is the goal for today, which will be to join the body so I can start working in stockinette. But so far, I'm really liking it, and I love how this yarn texture is coming out. This is such a good stash buster project because I just have so much of this fingering weight yarn, and I was like, I'm not gonna knit a whole sweater. So this is great, and I have one more stash buster project that I'm so excited for once this is done. That is what I'm currently working on. I have lit a candle, and I have this whole desk space here to just keep knitting. So that is my goal for today. Let's get started on this. I'm going to knit as much as I can because I cannot play games right now. I may or may not have spilled Red Bull all over my keyboard and it may or may not be drying right now in hopes that it will work, you know? So I'll keep you updated on that. I really hope I don't have to go buy another keyboard. I cannot believe I spilled Red Bull all over it, and it was really sticky, and my desk was sticky, and I had to wash my desk mat, and that is why I feel like I have nothing else to do but knit, because I can't be on my computer. So that is the plan for today. We're gonna knit, and we're going to hopefully be on the body, and then we can start working on, I almost said the sleeves, but it's a tank top, so there's no sleeves. It's just like the edges. For now, let's get finished on this. Good morning, everyone. It's the next morning. Last night I was able to join the body, and I was so excited. But yes, it is very early morning. I just woke up. Let's make a coffee first before we get started on knitting again. All right, we made it to the desk. I have a blanket on because it is so cold. Doggy wants to come up. It is freezing cold in here, but I do have my coffee. Today's coffee is toasted marshmallow latte. Yes, don't lick that. Now that I have my coffee, I can give you all an update. So this is where I'm at on the tank top. Ta-da, it's actually kind of starting to look like a tank top. So I joined in the round. These are the armholes here, and I have to knit 11 inches from the armhole down. So I have just a ton of stockinette to do, which I'm going to do today. So that's the current progress. The next bit of it will be boring because it's just plain stockinette in the round over and over and over and over again. I'm excited that I finally got to the body part because I was getting a little tired of going back and forth. You know when you have to purl? I mean, there's nothing inherently wrong with purling. It's just boring to me. So I'm glad I can just do kind of stockinette in the round, which is also kind of boring, but in like a different way, but it's also satisfying because it's like the main chunk of the garment. So that is it for today, and I'll check back in later to show you how far I've gotten. Hello, hello. I don't even remember when the last check-in was, but look, we have a somewhat completed tank top. Okay, anyway, so here's the issue. This is all the yarn I have left. It's not a lot. And remember, this is scrap yarn, so I just don't have any more. The thing is, I was thinking about it. I'm about like, okay, so this part here is supposed to go to 11.5 inches. I believe this is around 8 or 9. I do have a shorter torso. That's one of the good parts about knitting your own clothes, is that you can adjust to whatever measurements you are. Also, because this is for my trip, I also realize, I take a shot every time I said also. I realized that most of my shorts are high-waisted. And so I tried this on, I put some shorts on, also I hiked up my pants to usually where my shorts go, and where this ends is about where my shorts come up to. So I figured, in the spirit of not wanting to play intense yarn chicken and, you know, possibly running out of this while I'm finishing up the whatevers, I am going to stop here for the body. I think this is a good length for my preference. It is not per pattern preference, but also I have been stuck on Body Island for a long time. So this is what I want to do. And I do think it'll look good. I am very, very excited for the next steps and to finally finish this. But before I do all of that, I think the next step is the neckline. So I will put this on hold, do the neckline, see if I need to make it any bit longer, and then we'll go from there. But I think a cropped tank top will be perfectly a-okay for these purposes. You know, in an ideal world, I would have a full length tank top, but I'm just not gonna risk it because I did that with my porcelain sweater and it did not turn out well. So on to putting these on hold and on to, what's the next step I just said? Neckline. Neckline! I'm so excited! We will do that. I need some energy. I have a yerba mate. I found these at Costco. Look at them. They're pretty good. They have a lot of sugar though, so just be careful, but yummy, and I'm so excited. Doesn't it look great so far? I'm actually really happy with it. Also, side note, this might be some like nerdy like knitting information, but okay, so I put them all on this pearl strand and I'm gonna do the neckline before I finish up the body like I just said. But okay, these are my first pair. Okay, wait, let me backtrack. Number one, the pattern says to work the neckline with 2mm US size 0 circular needles. So when I went to my yarn store to pick these up, this is like the smallest needles I've ever worked with before. Look how tiny these are, okay? At the store, they said like small needles like this have to be on the preset, you know, length or whatever. So I got those. Second of all, these are my first pair of Chow Goos, which if you're deep within like the knitting community, there's a lot of discourse about how these are like the best needle brands. I have never tried it before. So my first pair of Chow Goos, I have been dedicated to the knit picks because that is what I started building my collection on. And I had all the different like wire lengths and I was like not about to switch over because frankly they cost a lot of money. If you're getting like 3 sizes, that's like $30 full of needles. But anyway, these are my first pair of Chow Goos. I'll let you know how they go. They're just so tiny. I'm just really curious what the difference is between them, but anyway, that's my rant. I'm gonna start on the neckline and I will show you what it is like once I pick up all of the stitches because that usually takes the longest. Right now it's 4:40 and then we'll see how long it takes me to pick up 161 stitches. So let's go. Well, it only took like 25 minutes to pick up. I'm missing a lot of stitches. And you know what? I'm going to risk it for the biscuit because I don't want to spread them out too much. I don't think it's too tight. I picked up like 140 some and I'm supposed to pick up 160. So I don't know where I went wrong. I think it'll be fine. I'm going to risk it for the biscuit. You know, if I end up hating the neckline, I can always frog it. So we'll see. But I'm going to get started working on the neckline. It's just 18 rounds of straight stockinette. So we'll get going on that. Hopefully I can finish that tonight. 18 is kind of a lot, but we'll see. We've officially gone off pattern and there's no more yarn left. Okay? There's no more yarn left. Good news is, let's start with the good news. Well, I guess I already started with the bad news because the bad news is that there's no more yarn left. But good news is I did like these little edges for the neckline and both the armholes before I even finished the bottom. So that's the good news. I didn't do like the whole thing. It was supposed to be, I think, like 18 rows and I only ended up doing 5, okay? But I'm kind of liking the way it folds over. I am contemplating still going in with some sewing thread and sewing it down so it's like a thicker border. Kind of like what the pattern actually recommends, but just smaller because I didn't do as many rows. I think that would look nice. The only issue is the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I put a little marker right here and I'm going to frog up to that point. And then I'm going to do probably like 5 rows on the small needles and then I'll bind off and that's going to be that because I have absolutely no yarn left. I thought that I had enough yarn. To be completely honest, I did not weigh it. I don't know how much yardage it was. It was scrap yarn. So I have no more yarn and there's nothing I can do about it except for kind of troubleshoot it like this. So that is what I'm going to try right now. Fingers crossed that this goes well. If not, then I would just have made this entire tank top for nothing. and then I would be sad. But I hope, and I'm pretty sure that's not going to be the case if I play this right. So that is what I'm going to work on right now. I have some tea. I cold brewed some tea. It's yummy. And I'm ready to get working, so let's go. I have an idea. I should just wind it into a ball. That'll go much faster. Work smarter, not harder, right? Well, it took me an hour, but they're on the needles, and this is the little ball of, this is the little ball of yarn that I have left. So I'm going to do 5 rounds, I hope, and then be able to bind off with just this itty bitty amount left. And then when I block it, I'm gonna try to stretch it. I believe, from what I remember, that this is 100% wool, so it should stretch at itsy bitsy bit. I'll be back once I finish, doing some rounds, and I'll show you how it goes. This game of yarn chicken is going to be intense, but I believe in us. I believe in me. I think we can do it, so let's try. I kid you not, this is how much yarn I have left. Just this. But it's done. Okay, let's try it on. I'm gonna put it over this. Perfect. It's a crop top. This will look different once it's blocked and all of that. I am for sure gonna go in with some just sewing thread and sew these down. But I think this is really cute so far. I'm so happy that I won Yarn Chicken because I really thought I wasn't gonna win it. I really thought it was over for me, but ta-da! Another project almost done. I'm gonna go play Hello Kitty Island Adventure. And then tomorrow I'll sew it all together because it was just too much yarn chicken tonight. Thank God for this little crochet hook because that was my savior tonight. Hi, we're officially on the blocking board. Okay, here it is, down here. And I didn't sew down the edges like I had originally said I was going to do because I just wanted to see how it would come out with the blocking and everything. And to be honest, I kind of like the look. I like the look of it being like curled in. I don't know, it gives it a little bit more of an organic shape. I'm just happy that I used up all the yarn for this. And I totally forgot I also made a halter top out of the same yarn as another scrap yarn project like a long time ago. I did make the straps in the back a little long, so I might have to fix that. Here's what it looks like on the blocking board. I'm not gonna pin it down or anything because I don't think I need it for length. It looks like it's stretched out a bit during the process of like the washing part. I think it's good. I really like the curly edges. Let me know what you guys think about it. It feels like I don't need to sew them down. They're just curly and they're here and they're great. I like them. So, oh, hello? Oh, hello? Wait, guys, get off. So I'm gonna let all of that dry for now. Hopefully it shouldn't take too long since it's a fingering weight yarn. It's not too thick and pretty thin. And then we'll do a final try on and I'll give you guys my thoughts about like the pattern and whatever and stuff, or at least the parts of the pattern that I actually followed to a T, because remember I did go pretty off pattern. We'll see, and I'll keep you guys updated. All right, so this is the completed tank top. It's really nice. I think the length is good for the crop top look that I was going for. I love the colors on it and the yarn, like the hand dyed colors variation, and it's actually super comfy. I think it'll be breathable enough for my trip that's coming up, and I really like it. I did not get to finish the pattern on pattern, but it did the job in making this. So I'm super happy. So I get to add this to my summer wardrobe. I won't be able to wear it for another 2 months because it's too cold outside, but it is what it is. That's going to be the end of today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know what you thought of the cami or the camisole, and let me know if there's any other knits that you would like to see me make next or crafts. I really appreciate you all being here, and I will see you next time. Bye.